The Biden-Harris administration is forcing gender identity affirmation. It's September 26, 2024, and these are your headlines. The state of Texas is suing the federal government. What, this time? Well, now it's over a new rule for special treatment and special placements of, quote, LGBTQI plus children. That's right, LGBT is no longer enough. You got to have the Q, the I, the plus, all of it, in the foster care system. Now, the rule from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services requires that a child be placed in a home that affirms their identity in order to prohibit retaliation against the child's gender identity. Xavier Becerra, the secretary of DHHS, is also being sued in his official capacity. He was appointed by Biden and previously served as California's Attorney General. Now, the lawsuit states that the rule imposes requirements without statutory basis, adding that Title IV does not address anti-discrimination protections for sex, much less the derivative categories of gender identity and sexual orientation. The filing provides additional background on Texas's foster care system rules for housing placement, including sex-specific obligations that may be compromised by the federal government's rule. One includes placing unrelated children of different sexes in separate rooms to avoid inappropriate contact, according to the Texas Administrative Code. In another lawsuit, Attorney General Ken Paxton announced he will appeal the case surrounding the State Fair of Texas's prohibition on firearms to the Texas Supreme Court. Paxton has held that the fair's ban on firearms, which was revealed earlier this year, violates Texas law by preventing law-abiding gun owners from carrying their firearms onto fair grounds. Texas's new 15th Court of Appeals, newly created, just denied Paxton's request this week for emergency temporary relief on the gun ban. For over 135 years, the fair has allowed licensed gun owners to carry. However, the nonprofit that operates the fair announced in August that individuals would not be allowed to carry for the event this year, which runs September 27th, tomorrow, through October 20th. The policy comes 1 year after an unlicensed individual was arrested for allegedly shooting and injuring 3 others at the fair. Paxton sent a subsequent notice letter to Dallas and the State Fair of Texas warning that he would file a lawsuit over the fair's ban if they didn't reverse their decision. And, well, they didn't. Weeks later, Paxton filed a lawsuit against both entities. Dallas, which owns Fair Park and leases the property to the nonprofit organization operating the State Fair of Texas, was also included in the lawsuit. However, the new court, tasked by legislators last year with appellate jurisdiction over certain civil cases involving the state, affirmed the lower court's ruling to keep the gun ban in place on Tuesday evening. The fair begins tomorrow, Friday.
For years, the Chinese Communist government has been buying up land all over the United States. What's worse, the land they're buying is within a disturbingly short distance from our military bases. In this coming season of Exposed, we dive into why our power grid continues to fail, who and what is behind those failures, and how the monster of the Chinese Communist government is behind it. Exposed, Lights Out, a new series by Texas Scorecard. Out now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Last up, a new investigative report shows that Texas A&M University System, which has been called a conservative institution, has a gambling lobbyist on the board of their political action committee. Now, big thanks to Rachel Horton, a member of the state Republican Executive Committee. She posted to X about Texas A&M's political action committee, shows that Karen Rove, the wife of Karl Rove, is on the board of that PAC. And a deeper dive into Karen Rove found that she counts herself among the hordes of lobbyists pushing to expand gambling in Texas. During the last legislative session, the gambling lobby rushed the legislature to expand gambling in the state. While the predatory industry's bid failed, they aren't giving up. One of the key players in that fight is the Las Vegas Sands Corporation. Now, they're behind the Texas Destination Resort Alliance, which is a special interest front group created to back its bid to legalize casinos. In addition to the legislative push, Sands executives acquired a majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks NBA team last year in an effort to establish a foothold in Texas. Records from the Texas Ethics Commission show a link between Karen Rove and Sands. Data acquired from Transparency USA shows that for the 2024 election season, Sands is one of Rove's 5 top clients that she lobbies for. And the way these are reported, you get ranges of how much money they get. Shows she's paid a minimum of $208,000 up to $417,000. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.